we have reached the penultimate weekend of the FRC regular season. Insanely high scoring games and insanely exciting matchups. So let's just get into it, okay? I'm tired of writing intros. We're starting things off at the Israel District Championship with Orbit once again just flexing their might. They teamed up with Trigon and took down the 3 seed of Makers Assemble and Bumblebee. This one did go to a tiebreaker because I can never have an easy week, right? Starting things off, first event, boom, 3 matches you gotta talk about. Trigon got caught up in the Reef in match 1, which let the 3 seed win it by 28, plus a yellow card tacked on to the 1 seed. The 1 seed then tied the series in finals match 2 with a full Reef, a positively overflowing trough, and a double deep climb. In the tiebreaker, the 1 seed put up 10 tubes in auto. 10 of them. Count them. 1, 2, 10! We are going to have full L4 autos at Worlds. Trust. Bees and Makers played catch up with the Joker playing defense at the barge zone, interfering with algae shots. A bold strategy, but it did get some penalties tacked on because it's a protected area. Orbit and Trigon were just too quick at the Reef, and that lead just kept growing. Bees and Makers got the double deep, while only Orbit got up for red, but that Reef disparity made the difference. Taking a look at the New York Tech Valley, with the 1 seed beating the 7 seed in a bracket that was just all over the place, okay? I watched this live, the bracket was insane. The 1 seed ran the table in the lower bracket after dropping to the 5 seed early, and the 7 seed just went on a tear in the upper bracket. Both sides got 6 top tubes in auto, with Artemis and Falcons each holding on to a 7th. Falcons and Robo Jim worked on the Reef as the Alliance captain Shaker Robotics defended blue. All 3 blue bots scored, with the Robo Tigers putting up some algae for good measure. The Reefs looked pretty even, but the algae tipped things the 1 seed's way. The 7 seed got the triple park, but the 1 seed got that triple deep climb. Algae and Endgame are gonna be what decides a lot of these matches from here on out. And this one is no different. The 1 seed only won the Reef by 7 points, but won the closeout match by 81. Swapping one valley for another, at the Miami Valley Regional, the 1 seed of Rocket City finalist Beak Squad and GUR defeated Warlocks and Engineers of Tomorrow. The latter also finalists with Beak Squad at Rocket City. Beak Squad had them super cycles going with GUR on top 2 duty, as the 2 seed was all tube. Frontier and the final countdown played amazing defense for their alliances to keep things close, and this one really could have gone either way. The 2 seed kept pace at the Reef, but algae was lacking. GUR and the final countdown got the double deep, and Beak Squad tried to join them, but they had some issues with their mechanism, so they settled for the park after a very hard hit with the truss. Blue got 1 up, but only got points for 1 additional park despite the Warlock's best efforts. Come on, get the note card out. Very close match. Very close. The Ratchet Rockers and Wildcard Robotics took down Children of the Corn and Mechatronics at the Idaho Regional. Yes, Corn, I'm excited to talk about you too. Rockers started rocking with those super cycles as Corn freed Mechatronics. Cheese Curd Herd played defense, which is a shame. I know that defense wins championships, but I want to see more of that Ferris wheel arm, okay? It's beautiful. The 1 seed had all 3 robots on offense, and while the 2 seed made do at the reef, those algae points added up quickly. The 2 seed only got the triple park, while the Rockers and Wildcard got the double deep. And the human players loving it. They know their alliance absolutely cooked. They got the event high score and the 83-point win. The 1 seed and 6 seed took things to 3 finals at the Midwest Regional, Wild Stang and Geared Forward against Titan Robotics and Plus One. Plus One is Wild Stang's sister team. Wild Stang's number is 111 and Plus One is 112. The 6 seed beat the 1 seed in match 11, knocking them down to the lower bracket. And they actually won the first finals match. And yeah, penalties helped, but it was a solid match on the 6 seed's part. But the 1 seed got it done in Finals 2 after Titan Robotics had Trubs, leading to a very lopsided match. Wild Stang got things going in the tie break with their super cycles, as Steel Bronco Robotics played excellent defense to slow Titans and high altitude robotics down. Plus One was all algae, even in auto. Bold strategy, but I love it. Gotta give love to some algae bots. They did attempt some defense, but it was just not enough to stop the 1 seed from maxing out the reef. Plus One got the deep, and Wild Stang and Gear It Forward got the double. And the 1 seed pulls away with the huge win. Taking a look at the Land O'Lakes Regional, which also had a wild bracket. The 2 seed beat the 7 seed in a grudge match of Playoff Match 3, in which the 7 seed booted the 2 seed down to the lower bracket after a little penalty went a long way. The 2 seed then reset the event's high score in Finals 1. The 2 seed got 5 tubes going in auto, while the 7 seed only landed 3 trough tubes from Army Ants. No Mythic switched between algae and tube scoring as binary bolts breezed those tube cycles. Oh yeah, I remember the binary bolts from Bosphorus last year. Centurion and Data Bits worked on tube as Army Ants scored algae down low. Rodeo Robotics played very disruptive defense, blocking the processor and preventing Data Bits from cycling cleanly. Both sides got a double deep, but the 2 seed got enough tube to come away with the win. The 1 seed of Bronco Bots and CTC Inspire beat the 3 seed of Team Eagle-Eyed and Voltron at the Kansas City Regional. It was Eagle-Eyed and Powerhouse, but Powerhouse had some trubs, so Voltron subbed in for them. Bronco Bots and Eagle-Eyed went to work filling up the barge with algae, and I am in love with the Bronco Bots mechanism. Perfect claw for super cycles if they wanna, but they got the wonderful backspin on those algae shots. Look at the wrist. Frog played amazing defense at the Blue Coral Station as their partners put this one well out of reach. Voltron and Eagle-Eyed swapped off on defense until Voltron went to the red side while Eagle-Eyed was still there. I don't get it either. That's a penalty, and also no offense happening. Red got the double deep for the event high score and the win. The Hawaiian Kids make it 4 for 4 with a win at the Idaho Regional. 4 regionals, 4 wins. That is a feat that they haven't done since last year. They joined up with Idaho Team Taters and took down the 2 seed of Gear Gremlins and Gearheads. The Hawaiian kids got to work on that algae as taters filled up that reef. The Gear Alliance had to scramble, but Wolfpack Robotics played very disruptive defense. 28-13 hit a triple toe loop for some positive GOE. Ravens tormented the taters, but it's tough to slow 359 down. The 1 seed completely ran away with it, and the triple deep climb was just the icing on the 48-point cake. Going down to the Vegas Regional with the High Rollers and High Tide taking down Tech for Kids and Pair of Dice Robotics. Yes, that Tech for Kids. The Montreal team Tech for Kids in Vegas. Tide and Rollers tag teamed on Tube and Algae, while only Tech for Kids scored Algae for Blue. High Scalers and Bionic Bulldogs played incredible defense for their sides. If only the sides were different. We were this close from having the highest alliance ever. We could have had the 1 seed of High Tide, High Rollers, and High Scalers. Red's need for Algae went so far as to steal Blue's Algae. Rightfully so, because that Algae scoring let them keep their lead despite leaving the reef pretty bare. High Rollers was the only team to climb, and they needed those points for the very slim victory. A couple of new regionals to end things. The Phantom Lakes Regional out in Maguanago. It felt like this was going to be a precursor to Wisconsin districts, which was something I was going to theorize about, except then it was announced that Wisconsin was going to switch over to districts in 2026. So it's not a theory. It is a fact that this is a precursor to a Wisconsin district. And I know that because Maguanago, Wisconsin is a village. Okay? It is a tiny venue to have a regional event at. The 1 seed of Botbusters, yes, that Botbusters. And inconceivable! Can only ever say it like that. Took down the 2 seed of CIS and Hilltopper Robotics. The 1 seed put up 5 top tube and auto, which is incredibly commonplace now, okay? 5 top tube week 1 was world ending, now it's just half of what Israel put up. Algae shots are also commonplace now, which you love to see. Inconceivable scored Algae for Blue as Blaze Robotics scored Algae for Red. How are you supposed to climb that? Blaze going down in an acronym of glory let the 1 seed score completely undefended. Hilltopper and CIS made things close, but had to deal with great defense from Rockhoppers. CIS got up for Red, and Blaze still got credit for the park. But the 1 seed got that triple deep climb and the win. Ending things at the Contra Costa Regional, a new regional because California really tried their hardest to accommodate all their teams without switching to the district model. Now all we need is for the Pittsburgh Regional to return to Penn West University so we can have a California event in Pittsburgh, California, and a Pittsburgh event in California, Pennsylvania. A sequence of words I was so excited to say that I wrote this paragraph back in September. On paper, this one was decided weeks ago when we saw what Madtown and Citrus could do. They are the number 1 and number 6 offenses in the world for a reason. They put up 9 tubes in autonomous. GG's all around. They got the clearing and scoring that Algae, crossing 100 points less than 30 seconds into teleop. Armor Robotics got caught high and dry, letting that dangerous duo absolutely run away with it. But the 2 seed were no slouches. Quicksilver and Lambot, who each have won regionals this year, still put up a clinic to the tune of 216 points, the highest losing score in a match. MSET Fish, who won Silicon Valley with Madtown, once again played amazing defense, which is just diabolical. That means the 1 seed's putting up almost 300 points with just 2 robots. Both sides maxed out the Reef. I cannot comprehend that. Week 1 me would have foam at the mouth. We are going to have 300-point games at Worlds. I promise you. Citrus and Madtown started scoring into the trough, and I was honestly surprised they didn't help the 2 seed out with their Reef. Both sides got the double deep to cap off a truly astounding match. Both of these alliances combined for 471 points with no penalty, the highest combined score we've seen so far, which beat the previous high score set in the first finals match at Contra Costa Regional. This California built different. The 1 seed wins it 255 to 216 in an absolutely crazy event. California districts are about to go so hard. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the Week 6 recap, okay? We have 12 regionals and 11 district championships for a grand total of 23 events that I'm talking about. Also, leave your comments down below on what I should talk about in the bits. And also, what events you're excited for next week, because I'm excited for all 23. Oh man, 23. Just so many. The final weekend of the Reefscape regular season very soon. So I will see you then. And if I'm being realistic, I'll probably not sleep until then. Okay, I'm about to have all 23 up on split screens all over, because I'm gonna be plugged in. See you when I see you. And remember, gracious in victory, professional in defeat. Amen.
Driver control, and we see again Hilltoppers at the front of their Reef. CIS right next to them. A tip from Blaze Robotics, trying to right themselves, but that's a big blow to your Red Alliance here.